Hey guys, welcome to another interview on this channel. Today I have joining me all the way from India and YouTube growth expert. His name is Aniket Mishra. Super excited to have him here. I've been hearing great stuff about him all over the internet. So super excited for this interview. He's gonna share how to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube fast, but not only that, how to grow fast, mistakes to avoid, and much more. All things YouTube. So really excited. How are you, Aniket?
I'm doing great, Sunny, and thank you for having me on your show. It's a great pleasure being featured on your show, and really appreciate being here. And it's been a great deal connecting with you over Facebook and now being featured on your show. So really appreciate, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely excited, guys. So if you're watching this, obviously, guys, let us know if you have any questions regarding growing on YouTube. You know, this channel is all about ranking on YouTube, growing on YouTube. So if you have any question for me, for Aniket, let us know in the comments below. And if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and you will enjoy all the future content. So let's dive deep into the interview. First of all, just maybe an intro on who you are, what you do, and then let's start with the questions.
So my name is Aniket Mishra, and instead of calling myself a growth expert on YouTube, I prefer calling myself as a YouTube educator because I feel educating people on YouTube is a far better niche or industry that I prefer to do. Instead, I do management work with the YouTube clients also, but yeah, that's what I prefer calling myself as a YouTube educator instead of calling myself as an expert.
Amazing. That's great. And you know, there are so many platforms out there. Obviously, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then we have TikTok. There's so many. So when someone starts on the internet, maybe they promote their own products or someone else's products, or they just want to create a brand, they have a massive choice. So why do you think YouTube is the best compared to all the other platforms? Or do you recommend not only to use YouTube, all the other platforms as well, like an omnipresence approach? What's your take on this?
Being working with a lot of clients on YouTube, and I've been a social media manager, so I've worked with a lot of clients on different platforms like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. So the major aspect why YouTube has been always a crazy deal for me whenever I start working, and then I've seen the changes in algorithm and how YouTube works. It's like it's the second largest search engine, and it's not gonna die. The major part about YouTube was it doesn't die. The video doesn't die. After 2 years, you are still getting views on your videos. And that's the major thing what makes me drive crazy about YouTube. Instagram, you upload a video on Instagram, you upload a video on Facebook, it's dead into like next 6-7 days. But you upload a video on YouTube, next 6-7 days, it's just starting out. It's like you have just started. Like 6-7 days is nothing in front of what compares to what Instagram and Facebook videos does in terms of reach, in terms of growth. But YouTube has been amazing. It has been like I have been driving sales for my clients for videos which have been done uploaded in 2 years back, and that has made me crazy. Like seriously, like 2 years ago, a video was posted. We just updated few links in the description, and she started getting sales on that even video because that video was performing well, and she was getting a lot of views in that particular video. So that's one aspect that YouTube has been a great deal for all the marketers. And I feel very sad and pity for people, for a lot of entrepreneurs that haven't tapped into this market and doesn't really know what capable YouTube can bring them, like the organic strategy for organic sales. And if they want to grow on YouTube, not just in terms of AdSense, but a lot of organic strategies by building up a lot of affiliate programs, selling their own info products, and that everything happens on passive. You don't have to be there on that particular time, and it stays for there forever. So that's the one thing that has been a great deal for me and has been very addictive to me for a platform like YouTube instead of going out for the other platforms.
Yeah, it's the exact same reason why I also love YouTube. Once you do the work once, basically, the work continues to do the work for you because the video is there, it's getting views. Obviously, if people are able to find a video, now we're going to get deeper into the strategies on how to make sure people find your video, how to grow fast. But first of all, also, what's the right mindset to approach YouTube compared to the other platforms, so it's easier to get success on this platform?
So it's been tricky, and there has been a lot of educators talking about how you should grow your YouTube, how you should do this, what strategy you should create. And people who are trying to start off YouTube, they think that okay, if we apply this particular strategy, we're gonna grow in next 10 days, next 15 days. But they need to understand that YouTube is a long-term game. It's not like Instagram or Facebook video you're putting up and you are getting a reach at once. You're getting a lot of people watching your content, commenting, liking. But in YouTube, it's completely different. It's a long-term game. You cannot just start to instantly get views or subscriber in the first 15 days or first 30 days. You need to understand that right mindset is that you need to make a setup goal that next 6 months you're not going to gain any view or any subscriber, and you need to pour out in content with good quality content and making great, finding your ideal audience and making content which helps them. So you need to understand that it's a long-term game, and you have to be very patient to make your presence on YouTube and build authority. So that's one thing I think a lot of YouTubers miss out who are trying to start off. They find it a quick rich scheme when they saw that a 17-year-old making millions of dollars on YouTube on just by ad revenue or doing a brand sponsor deal. But that's not how it is. YouTube doesn't work that way. Like you come out one day and you start making videos and you grow or you get viral. That's not how it does. So you need to understand, you need to have patience a lot to really get to the platform and have a presence there. So it's a long-term game. Like you should have a goal of making it for a 6 month or a year. Sometimes a lot of creators doesn't make 1,000 subscribers in the first year when they are starting out, but it doesn't matter that they won't grow it. After they achieve 1,000 subscribers, now they have a lot of data of what their audience reacts to, how the demographics of the audience is, and how they react to in the terms of psychographics, and how their online behavior and offline behavior is. Now that they have the data, and then they can grow immensely. Like they will have an hockey stick growth, and it's crazy when you start knowing your audience and then you grow your channel. So you should have a long-term vision when you're trying to grow on YouTube. That's one thing I think the major mistake people are making, trying to have it a quick growth on the platform.
Yeah, I totally agree with this. And also, to get to the first 1,000 subscribers, it's usually very slow and it takes lots of time. But then once you get to 1,000, you will see it's easier, and then going up, going up, going up. And then it's actually easier to go from 10,000 to 100,000 than it is to go from 1 to 10,000, but then it is to grow from 0 to 1,000. And obviously, it's a long-term game. So people that approach this platform need to understand that, yeah, it's long-term. But again, one thing is, once you do the work, you do it today, the work continues to pay for you like long-term, because you are getting views, leads, sales 1 year from now, 2 years from now, even 3, 4, 5 years from now. So absolutely. And if you want to share maybe the biggest mistakes that you're seeing people make constantly when they try to grow the YouTube channel, what are these biggest mistakes?
So I have worked with a lot of new creators when I onboard clients, and then I have seen the major mistakes what people have been doing. I've been doing a lot of consulting lately, and then the major problem that I've been seeing is they are inconsistent. The major problem, like they put a video once in a month, and then they feel like, oh, this should grow. Why this video has just got 30 views? I'm like, you just posted one video a month, and how would you even expect your channel to grow in that sense? So inconsistency is one of the factor that a lot of small creators, when they are starting out, they don't grow. Then the second part is the branding message they send. They try to make thumbnails, and if that thumbnail doesn't work, they try to change the color. They try to make completely different thumbnail. But you need to understand that your audience has an imagery of what you look like, what your brands look like. And once you have that kind of a color plate which you use on your thumbnails, you should be very useful and make it more like you should use daily on all the thumbnails which you are making, whatever you are doing. So there needs to be a brand message which you are trying to sell to your people, so that once that color or once that kind of a thumbnail which you are always making pops up in the newsfeed of their YouTube, they know that, okay, this is Sunny's video or this is Aniket's video, and we should watch it because we like the video. And that's the message you need to present in front of the audience when you're starting out. You need to have a brand message. You need to have a branding color in place. You don't need to go on expanding your horizon and making different kind of thumbnails for each video you're doing. So you have to have a brand pattern in that matter. That's, I think that's the second mistake people are making while they are starting out. A lot
Yeah.
of other mistakes that they do is they forgot that, okay, in starting when they are trying to create a YouTube channel, I know you won't have a great setup, you won't have a DSLR camera or a great mic or a great lighting, but you should definitely work and invest on a small microphone, like $10 microphone, a Boya microphone. You would get a $10 microphone. I would definitely recommend you to get an audio well video, because what I would suggest is, even if your lightings, even if your videos are not high quality, people are irritated once they listen audio which are not properly. Like if that doesn't goes in the ears in the proper way and sound is hazy and noisy and it doesn't look nice, people tend to skip that video. And it has a study shows that, whatever goes inside your head, it needs to be very, very calming, very soothing, and it needs to be normal, instead of a lot of noise in the background and interruption inside the video. So I think one of the major mistakes is that even if the production quality is not great in the beginning, I think people should invest at least in the audio part, so that it has a better audio, at least to people to listen, if they cannot even watch the video at a very great probability of the production. So that's one of the three mistakes I prefer. And I think a lot of other things also comes in picture when you talk about starting out. They don't have great thumbnails, they don't make good titles, but that's something which is very subjective. That's something which grows over time. I'll not say this as a mistake, because when you're starting out, you don't know what works for you. And
Yeah.
whatever I tell people is, there is no right strategy to grow on YouTube, there is no wrong strategy to grow on YouTube. There is a strategy that works for you. So every channel is different, every channel's growth is different, and their journeys is different. So you need to figure it out, what journey, what strategy, what algorithm hacks that works for you, so you can double down on that and then work on this. So that's something I think, when you're starting out, that have a proper background, like a plain background in back, not having description of adding a lot of elements like your curtains or something of that. Proper audio is a great thing. Doing a decent thumbnail. Okay, you're not a Photoshop expert, but you can make good thumbnails on Canva as well using bold fonts. So that's an exception. You cannot complain that you don't have a better expert quality in designing. You can use thumbnails from Canva. They have predefined thumbnails there. You can use them. You can change the color. You can do everything you want. Titles is subjective, but it needs A/B testing over time. It will. So I would not suggest it as a mistake. So yeah, that's pretty much. I think people needs to follow a branding pattern, a proper name to the channel. Instead of putting a long tail name, you can just put as a small. If you are into, maybe just imagine, if you talk about Elementor on designing on the WordPress, you can add a channel name as Elementor Educator, and then you can make content related to that niche. So I think these small practices are something people needs to follow, instead of making the mistake, because this is some general things people needs to follow, that general ritual you need to do in order to grow your channel.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. I've been seeing the same mistakes with my clients as well, with people that obviously don't eventually succeed on YouTube. So yeah, I totally agree with all of them. And one of the most common questions people have, especially when they start, is again, how to get to this first 1,000 subscribers. Because obviously, once you get to 1,000 subscribers and also 4,000 hours of watch time, you start to be monetized. Your channel starts to be monetized, so you can start making money from YouTube ads. But also, from a social proof point of view, obviously, if you have 1,000 subscribers or more, you're like more credible in the eyes of people that sees your videos and obviously find your channel. If you have 100 subscribers, yeah, you have less credibility. So people want to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty fast. What would you say are some of the best practices, best strategies that can allow people to achieve these 1,000 subscribers pretty fast?
So being fast at what YouTube is, it's completely different to what it is, because Getting to 1000 subscribers is the tough thing in order to go on YouTube, and getting 4000 hour watch time is also equal to that, or even 2x the tough struggle you need to go through while getting the 4000 hour watch time in compared to 1000 subscribers on YouTube. So the basic fundamental principles of YouTube are focusing on all the core aspects like the title, thumbnail, and everything. But before everything you start off, before you're starting off, even if you have thought of what you want to do, you need to figure it out and know your audience. That's the one basic principle you need to understand, that you need to know your audience, what your audience looks like. See, if I am a creator, if I am, just imagine, if I am a person who is a foodie, who loves enjoying delicious food outside, like outside street foods and stuff, me as a person who being a creator, he needs to understand what kind of a person I am, what kind of a demographic I belong to, what kind of psychographic I belong to, and what are my online and offline behavior. So me being an ideal audience, or me being an ideal audience avatar for the creator, needs to be very specific to the creator. So the creator needs to specify an ideal audience, and an ideal audience needs to be the demographics, what age that ideal audience belongs to, that audience avatar belongs to, what psychographics, like what are the things that triggers his emotions. Like, if is the great thumbnail is something which triggers him, we are talking about the online behavior, and offline behaviors are something what they do in their normal day-to-day life. If you talk about foodies, we talk about a person who are doing 9 to 5 job in a New York City, or maybe they are doing a day-to-day job and then they want to enjoy a food. They go outside and they post a video on their Instagram, or maybe have a snap story. So that are the patterns that an ideal audience looks like for a person who wants to create videos for foodies. And the video will be something like a delicious food at Brooklyn somewhere, or maybe if the creator is from Boston, he wants to create somewhere like Waltham. There is a great restaurant as Waltham, and they create great pizzas. And you need to understand that ideal audience is someone you want to target. Then you want to create content related to what they would wish to see. A person like me who is a foodie, I would go and search on YouTube like best pizzas in India, best pizzas in New Delhi, where I currently stay. So that's how you need to target. The creator needs to target to make content on, by knowing the ideal audience, and that's the first thing that comes even before you try to make a channel on YouTube. The second thing, what I think is very important, is scripting and finding the keyword you want to make. If you are into, just imagine if you are a person who is already delivering service, like if you are into a drop shipping, if you are doing an Amazon FBA thing, if you are trying to create a channel, the first thing is you need to figure it out one keyword for your channel. And for me, if I'm an Amazon FBA seller, the major keyword is this is generally it's Amazon FBA. The content ideas that I will be focusing on would be how to set up an Amazon FBA store, how to product list your Amazon product list your products on Amazon. What are the step-by-step guides to private label in Amazon? What is drop shipping? Why your ads are not working on Amazon? How to rank your product on Amazon? These will be the first 5-10 videos that I will be focusing on, and I will try to script the video in a better way. Trying storytelling and having an emotional touch in the video is the key thing while scripting. So you need to understand that you are delivering the video to a human, not to a robot. So you need to understand that you need to impress people, not the algorithm. And if you can impress the people will trigger the algorithm for you, and then algorithm will work for you in giving you more impressions, in giving you more clicks, in giving you more views and subscribers. So that's the second thing. After knowing your audience, you need to know your keyword, and then you have to script the video according to what the keyword is. And the scripting needs to be very specific, cutting the crap, not talking about things here and there, and then directly going to what the content is all about. And then talking about it with your opinion, talking about what your opinion is, what you think about this particular thing, and normal generic idea about the content you are trying to pursue. The third thing that comes in picture is the title and the thumbnail. That's the core thing, and what I suggest is 50 to 60% of the YouTube game. So first, let's come to the thumbnail part. Thumbnail is very crucial part when it comes to your YouTube growth. If you want to grow great with a great number, like going to an 10K mark or going to 1,000 mark, fast, that we call a fast strategy, is improving your thumbnail and title game. So thumbnail, it's you need to understand that thumbnail, everything you see on a thumbnail are elements. You see a picture, this is an element. You see an emoji, that's an element. If you see arrows, if you see some circles in the thumbnail, that's everything. Like the clip arts that I use in thumbnails, those are all elements. And you need to understand the psychology behind what triggers people to click. So you need to understand what kind of thumbnail works. There are thumbnails that are focused on just face. There are thumbnails that are transition thumbnail, where it shows a growth from 0 to 100K or 0 to 10K or whatever the transition may be. There are thumbnails that are focused on product. If you're trying to promote your YouTube play button, so your thumbnail needs to have something. The play button needs to be in the center of the thumbnail, and you can never, like, you can omit yourself from the thumbnail, because you need to understand what message you are delivering through the thumbnail. The thumbnail tells the story to the audience. So you need to deliver a story, you need to solve a problem, you need to intrigue people. And to do that, you need to have a novelty and a familiarity factor with the thumbnail. How people are going to connect with the thumbnail, and the more the people will connect with the thumbnail, the more clicks you will be getting. So that's one of the aspect of the thumbnail, how you can do better with thumbnails. So what I generally suggest is putting up just 2 to 3 keywords, like 2 to 3 words, sorry, 2 to 3 words on thumbnail, and not more than that. Cluttering your thumbnail is something which I would generally neglect, and I would ask people not to do it, because that's something which is very disturbing. Also, try to use bold text when you are making good thumbnails, because people generally make thumbnail on their laptops, computer screens, and that are almost huge size. But 90% or the 80% of the audience is coming from the phone, mobile phones. You need to understand that thumbnail needs to be this small, and that thumbnail is visible to people who are watching on the mobile phones. So you need to use bold text when you are trying to put on the thumbnails, and everything needs to be very clear. It needs to be in a higher definition. If you're trying to talk about how to add a signature mark in your website, or adding a WooCommerce thing, like adding a shopping cart, and then that particular thing you have taken a screenshot from a website and that's blurry and stuff, people are not going to click on it. People would think that it's not professional, or this might not be a very helpful for me, because they are not clear. You need to make people clear why they should click on your thumbnail. So that's one of the thing. And the second thing that complements thumbnail is title. You need to tell a story, you need to complement with what thumbnail is. You need to either ask questions and answer in the title, or intrigue people, or how to, like, generally what type of title works is how to. If you're talking about some series, you can talk about how to do this, how YouTube works, how to get 10,000 subscribers, how to get 1,000 subscribers fast. Titles like this is the biggest mistake Instagram growth hackers are doing right now, or this hashtag strategy is insane, please click on it. Like this hashtag strategy is insane, leaked by Instagram. Something which intrigues people to click on it. Like leaked by Instagram is a keyword that I would definitely click. Oh, there's something leaked by Instagram, I should definitely check it out. And once you have stats to build authority on thumbnail, like if I have a screenshot of a hashtag strategy that has worked for me, which has got lakhs and lakhs of millions of discovery on my post, and then I write it in my title that this hashtag strategy will change your life, then a slash, and then I write that 0 to 100K follows on Instagram, I would definitely click, because that builds an authority in front of the audience, because you have an figure showing that whatever you are saying is real, which is you're going to talk about it. And that is what it matters. Or either you can ask questions in the titles that you maybe take an example. If I am a person who is into science fiction, or maybe I talk about science, space, and everything. And in recently, Elon Musk started helping NASA with, like, SpaceX started helping with NASA sending their astronauts to space satellites and there. So I would definitely make something like life on Mars, question mark, and Elon Musk did an amazing thing. So there is something which will intrigue me. What Elon Musk doing? Because we know Elon Musk as a visionary leader, And if we read something about Mars and he is very much keen to be finding life on Mars and making us stay there, I would definitely click. If I'm a person who wants to watch a science fiction video, or even if I'm not your target audience, I would definitely click on just being a random, like what Elon Musk is up to now. So asking question and answering in that, and maybe intriguing people by asking, maybe putting something which is an answer to what the thumbnail is all about, is which I think is the right way to go with the title and thumbnail. Now after you know your audience, you know your script, you have done your scripting, title and thumbnail is done. The other parts of the thing is description, then the video tags. What I talk about description and video tags are generally, like, description is very subjective, because a lot of people talk about different types of having description, adding a lot of keywords, or maybe not having keywords, just copy pasting the title and doing stuff. But what I think is adding 2 to 3 lines of context in the first is very essential, because when we surf on YouTube, when we surf on mobile phones, we see the thumbnail, we see the title, and we see 2 or 3 lines from the description. And the first 2 3 lines needs to add more context to the video, so that it helps the audience to understand better way in what the video is all about. And that's the same thing what you're going to do for your title as well. You're going to add more context to the thumbnail. What thumbnail says a story. If the thumbnail doesn't does the full justice to what your video is all about, the title needs to do the justice by adding more context to what this video is all about. And description adds the same thing. It adds as a substitute. It adds a more +1 power to what video is all about. So first 2 3 line needs to be what video is all about, with adding the right keyword, so that it helps in ranking for SEO. Then you can use 3 hashtags. A lot of people use, a lot of people don't use. So that's completely up to you, because in my working experience, I haven't seen any data collected by those hashtags that I've used in description. So I cannot say you exactly if it does work or if it doesn't work. A lot of people use it, a lot of people doesn't use it. So it's up to you. You can test it out on your end. Then video tags is something where the debate is all about, that adding a lot of keywords, the first 3 keywords, first 4 keywords, adding the title in the video tags as a first keyword helps you rank better, getting better at vidIQ or TubeBuddy score. But what I think is, in the previous year, when I think before pandemic happened, before 2020, when the audience market was, when the creator market was not cluttered as it is now, because after the pandemic happened, a lot of creators have just jumped out and being a creator on all the social media platforms. What I think was the tags did work in that time, but it doesn't work that helpful. But it doesn't is that helpful in recent times. What I've seen is sometimes I've experimented with putting a lot of tags, and then I have just neglected the tags that is. And what I've seen is I get results for both of them. Sometimes I get great results for when I put tags. Sometimes I get great results when I don't put it. So that's subjective, but when you are starting out, these are very essential for you, because it helps you to understand what your content is all about. Because once you have come to a position where you have already grown as a brand, once you have 10,000, 50,000, 100K subscribers, YouTube knows what your content is about. The algorithm knows what your content is all about, and what creator you are and what content you put up. So even if you don't put the tags, even if you don't put the title as the keyword you have to insert in the title and stuff, still people are going to watch your videos. Still audience is going to watch your videos, because it will be seen in the newsfeed, it will be seen in the browse feed, where people are just surfing on YouTube, because you already have an audience of 100K or 50K or whatever your audience scale is. But when you are starting out, adding tags are very essential, because it helps YouTube algorithm to understand what your YouTube video is all about. So that's the basic principle. Adding tags is something which helps YouTube to know what your video is all about. Then let's come to the video part, how you can increase the audience retention of the video. Video is so essential, because everyone talks about content is king. So you need to understand, and you need to take the term literally, that content is the king. Even if you have, even if the first term, or even if the first process of the step is getting clicks, because that's the first thing that needs to happen. Even if you have a great content, if your thumbnails are not good, people are not going to watch, people are going to skip. Even if the thumbnail is the first step, but content is the core aspect of growing on YouTube. Because even if you do with great production, and if you don't have content which is valuable to the audience, people are not going to wait, and people are going to skip your channel, and there will be no returning viewers to your channel. So you need to understand pattern interrupts are very essential when you are trying to optimize your video audience retention. So you need to add more screenshots. The basic principle of video optimization is having your asset. The asset is the first 15 seconds of the video and the first 1 minute of the video. You need to understand that first 15 seconds of the video is very crucial, and you need to add text, bold text, you need to add screenshot, you need to add some results or something which intrigues the audience to hold up to the video. That's the first core aspect of the first 15 seconds to optimize your video. The second part is the 1 minute strategy. Once you have successfully accomplished the goal of hooking the audience by your hook, or maybe talking about a strategy, talking about something which is very intriguing, now the first minute is all about holding up the audience to as much as you can. Because in general studies in YouTube, it has been found that people tend to lose interest after 1 or 2 minutes of the video. So you need to hold the audience for 1 minute at least to watch them to half away or maybe 75% over the complete video. So to hold the audience, you need to be very accurate with what your content is all about and not bullshit about whatever you're going to talk about here and there. So if you are going to talk about how to grow on YouTube, then the first line needs to be like this: that this strategy will help you to grow your YouTube channel, and the strategy is by doing click-through ratio rates or video optimizing your video or stuff like that. So you need to be clear at the first beginning of the sentence itself. Ranking on YouTube, it has been formed. Like I recently watched on vidIQ video where Rob talked about that algorithm has started catching up hook lines and the keywords from what we say in the video. So videos are also ranking on what keywords we are talking about. If you are talking about how to grow on YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, if you repeatedly, I'm not really asking you to do repeated on the keyword, but if you talk about that keyword on your videos in the first 15 seconds and the first 1 minute, and throughout the video when you talk about general strategies about that particular niche or particular topic, it helps video to rank, and it has been proven. I would definitely ask you to link up the video. I'll send you the link and you can show it to your audience that it has helped, and I'll put up the link for you. So you will see that asking, like talking about that particular keyword inside the video in the first 15 seconds, in the first 1 minute, and throughout the video helps the video to rank. So adding pattern interrupts, talking about the keyword, holding up the audience, like jumping up in between the video, like at 1 minute or 2 minutes, and talking about like, there is a bonus tip at the end of the video. Please stay with me, and I'll be sharing a great growth hack that will help you to boost up your YouTube growth in 2021. So people would wait for you till the last, or adding a timer. Like recently, I saw in one of the videos there was a timer for a bonus tip. So there was a timer popping up, like 50 seconds to go for a bonus tip. So people was intrigued, but the timer was not placed on the video. It just popped up and then it just vanished. So that people should not calculate the time and still stays on the video to watch it longer to get to the bonus tip. That intrigues because there was a timer, and then the creator talked about, hey, this is a bonus tip that will change your way how you think about YouTube, or maybe whatever content that creator wants to create. So adding pattern interrupts, adding hook statements, and then at between of the video telling about that there is a bonus tip at the end of the video, wait till the end to watch that bonus tip. These are something which is very essential to optimize your video, and that's the core thing I guess you need to focus on to help your increase your average view duration. And that's the basic idea. Like, you know your audience, you script your video, but before scripting you need to have your keyword in place, what you're going to speak about. Your first 10-15 videos going to be on the same keyword. You need to understand diversifying from the same from a keyword is very bad, because if I came to your channel, Sunny, and if you are a Facebook ad expert, and if you make videos on Facebook ads and how to get Facebook ad, how to get better ROS in that, and then next day you start talking about why Instagram is helpful, I'm not going to watch your content because it disturbs me, because I came here for Facebook. And when you talk about Instagram, then you talk about LinkedIn, then you talk about YouTube. It doesn't suits me because that is not what I am for here. So you need to understand your first 15-20 video needs to be on a single keyword, and you need to diversify with that content. Doesn't needs to be one single video with clip out like 2 minutes in this part, 2 minutes in that part, but you can make different videos in the same niche. Like the content needs to be under one umbrella. And once
Yeah.
you build an authority about one particular keyword, then you can diversify, but not hugely, but slowly and steadily. Once you talk about Facebook ads, you can diversify with the funnels or maybe the website, how you can get better conversion, or getting, if you are into dropshipping, you can talk about Shopify and e-commerce thing. But you don't need to be diversifying at a very large scale, because that disturbs the audience to come back to you, that disturbs the returning viewers to come back to you. Then I talked about having an ideal audience, the script, and then thumbnails and titles. You need to answer a question, you need to give a solution, you need to have a familiarity and novelty factor that connects with people. If I talk about personal brand, if a Gary Vee picture pops up on the thumbnail, that's the first thing that I'm going to click on. If your title is something like, if you're making a video on personal brand, what is personal brand and how you can do great with that. And if the thumbnail suggests personal brand simplified, and there is a big Gary Vee image and there is you, and the title suggests how Gary Vee made millions of dollars by just personal branding, I am bound to click on that thumbnail and title, because I would love to know what Gary Vee uses strategy to make millions of dollars by being a great personal brand. And you have mentioned about it that personal brand simplified. That's the first thing, like being very simple, so that the audience doesn't confuse about what video is all about. That needs to be the first priority of the thumbnail and title. As I told, description is very subjective. You can add the keywords, you can don't, but first two, three words, three sentences needs to describe what your video is all about to give more context. Adding timestamps is also a great way, because just imagine if you are a Facebook ad expert, Sunny, and if you make videos on that, but then you understand that there are a lot of newbies that comes to your channel, so you will take time to let know people about the basic strategy, and then you will keep your golden nuggets in between, because you want the watch time, you want the audience to stay on your video, but then you also want to focus on the newbie that is coming on your channel. So you need to talk about some basic aspects and not directly dig into the deeper aspect of the content that you want to try. So that's where the timestamps help me. As being an intermediate, I don't want to listen to the basic stuff, but I don't know if you know about the intermediate stuff or not. Even if you have a great golden nugget in between the video, that's where the timestamp comes in between. If you have a timestamp where you talk about this is a strategy, and the first few timestamps are about general things, and then at 5 minutes 6 seconds you talk about a golden nugget that will help you to increase your ROS on your website conversion. Me being an intermediate, I won't watch the video till 5 minutes, but I will click on the timestamp where it is 5 minutes 6 seconds, where you talk about a golden nugget for a Facebook ad, and I will watch the video from 5 minutes 6 seconds throughout the video, because that's where the main content that is useful for me, being an intermediate, not being a newbie. But that will help your videos to get more reach and more impression, because I will be watching the video from 5 minutes to the 10 minute scope where the video ends. But if I don't know that you have a better quality content in between the content, and me watching the video for first 2 minutes and I get bored because you talk about just basic things about it, I would definitely skip the video and find another creator who has a better knowledge into the ad space. So timestamps are very useful in the description. If you can put, it helps the audience to watch directly. Like me, I don't read the whole book. Whenever I buy a book, I read certain parts of it, because the intention which I buy a book is because I want to learn a particular topic of that section of that book. I don't want to read the whole book. So what I do is I jump onto the chapters that I want to read, and then I read that book and I keep it side. And if I want to read it again, I go and check it out. But I don't read the whole book. That's what I am. A lot of people read the whole book. So that's where the timestamps will help you. You will jump out to directly to the space where you want to watch the video, and you will watch the video completely in that. And what the YouTube platform is all about, YouTube wants people to stay on that platform.
Yeah.
And the more time your audience is going to stay on your video, will give an instructions to the YouTube algorithm that your content is good, and it will help you to boost and get you more impressions. So that saying is very true, that your 75% of your audience has to watch at least 50% of your content. That's the ultimate growth hack, or whatever you want to say about. Your 75% of your audience needs to watch 50% of your video. And that will be job done for you in terms of audience retention. And as I said, video tags are very subjective. In the beginning, you should definitely use it to help you to understand YouTube, understand what your video is all about. But once you grow at a certain stage, tags doesn't matter. But you should definitely use it because it gives more context to what your video is all about, and it helps YouTube algorithm to depict that okay, this is something. Because what we say is doubling down on keyword is help you rank, even if it's a website or even it's YouTube. So
Yeah.
using keywords on title, using keywords on description, using keywords on tags, but majorly using keywords while you speak. How to grow a YouTube channel, how to be a great YouTube channel, or how to grow a subscriber for 1000 fast. These are the keywords you need to speak in front of the audience, and that will help the algorithm to rank your video in a better way. So
Absolutely.
that's pretty much everything you need to focus as a creator when you're starting out. And see, it's very subjective because until unless you have at least 25 to 30 videos on your channel, you will never know it that what's working for you. So you need to understand that at least 30 video needs to be on your channel before even deciding what works for you or what doesn't work for you. You need to let your channel videos breathe on YouTube. See if it works for you. Wait it for like 4 to 5 days, 7 days, and see the analytics. If there is change, if there is nothing, then you can work on another thing. But till 30 video, you don't need to worry about anything. You need to just pour out content and see what else you can do with it. After 30 content, you will have enough data to determine what factors you are going to apply and what strategies that you're going to apply to increase your subscriber, increase your views, and what you're trying to do with the YouTube space.
Love
So
it.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm sure, guys, you've got loads of notes, or just make sure you rewatch this video, like you rewind the video and take notes, because you know what Aniket shared is basically the blueprint to grow your YouTube channel fast. It's everything you need to know. And of course, if you like, again, guys, this type of content, you know, I interview experts, gurus in the industry very often on this channel. So make sure, obviously, you subscribe. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Obviously, we've been talking a lot, but I just want to ask like last question. And if you shared already like a lot, I don't know if you have some just one or two maybe kind of more advanced or like secret pro tips just to grow again your channel faster. If not, no problem. But if you have, that would be amazing, of course.
I would definitely suggest in following a branding pattern, because that's something which a lot of YouTubers are not doing. Working on thumbnail is always an aspect. Like the two metrics that I always ask people to follow is the click-through ratio rates and the audience retention. As I mentioned about everything about the click-through ratio rates and or the audience retention, you need to understand the 2P formulas are very important. The 2P formulas for better content is production and presentation. Production in terms of whatever content you put up in terms of using a camera, lights, or mic, and presentation is how well you connect to the audience. So that's, I think, is a major aspect in terms of growing in the content. Thumbnails are very subjective. Titles are very thing, because thumbnails and titles are something which you will learn over time by doing A/B testing. What I will ask you to do is the one key metric that helps people to rank on YouTube and to get more video views in the beginning is getting into the suggestion section of the video, which you watch on a desktop in the right corner. And if you watch in a video on a mobile phone, you will watch, if you scroll down in the YouTube video, then you'll watch all the suggestion video after you watch this particular video, which you're already watching. So if you follow the basic principles, what I have already mentioned in the video before, what I'm saying right now is the key, is the growth hack, or whatever you want to call about it, is to get into the suggestion section. The second key to do it is to look at for what your competitor's title is all about. If you are making a video on Instagram hashtag strategies to grow in 2021, you need to go and see what your top 5 6 players are doing in the market. You need to see what titles they are using, what type of video editing patterns they have used, what type of tags they are using. vidIQ or TubeBuddy will help you to get all the tags what your competitors are using. So you can use that similar type of keywords, similar type of title. I won't recommend you to copy the whole title, but making the title very similar to what your competitors are doing will definitely help you to get into the suggestion section of the video if someone is watching your competitor's video. I experimented on a gaming channel which I worked for one of my friend. He was not my client. He was doing a gaming channel thing. So there is a big creator in India. He's Tanmay Bhatt. He's doing game streaming. He does stand-up comedy and stuff. So he was raiding. It was a raid night. He was picking up small creators and raiding it. So what I did on a live stream, I did it on a live stream, and I've done for a lot of other videos also. I will talk about it for this. I did what I saw that live stream, and the small creator, my friend, was also live at that particular moment when that Tanmay Bhatt was raiding. I saw what Tanmay was searching for on the search bar, what keywords he was using while he was searching. Right? I think that time it was a craze for Among Us game that it got a very hyped up in 2020 last year. So he was searching for Among Us live stream Indian players or live stream face cam people who are already doing a face cam on the stream. I directly copied the same keyword that he searched on that search bar onto the title. And guess what? I'm not joking. He ranked up the videos on that particular keyword where he was searching, and he got rated on his channel, and he got almost like 300 subscribers by just a few minutes time. Like he had about 1 million subscribers, but it was a watching of 10,000 subscribers at that time. He got almost 300 subscriber in just 2 minutes because he just ranked on that keyword what Tanmay Bhatt was searching on the search bar. So what this strategy talks about is if you use a similar kind of title what your competitors are using, you are bound to get, like I won't suggest that you are bound to get, but there is a very big probability of you getting into the suggestion section of the videos of your competitors. Like me, if I'm watching Sunny's video today, and if I use a similar title on my YouTube channel than what Sunny uses, there is a very good probability that the next video that comes on Sunny channel, like you can watch up next, that comes in YouTube suggestion or the right corner or the bottom of the phone when you're using. There's a very good probability if I use a similar title, if I use a similar kind of thumbnails, if I use tags which Sunny already is using in that video, there's a very good probability of me ranking in the suggestion section of my competitors. And that is a very good growth hack for you to get more views when you are starting out. Because the biggest problem what creators are facing is because they don't get views while it's starting out. And being a creator who don't have an audience, that's the only way you can get more views to more subscribers, by getting into the suggestion section of the YouTube of your competitors or whatever you're trying to do. And for this, you need to understand that you need to follow 10 people in the industry. 5 people who are doing amazing, the top-notch players who are doing 100K, 500K, more than that, millions of subscribers who are into the niche, and then 5 mid-level influencers who you want to be in the near future, who have 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K subscribers. And you need to combine the effort of what both of them are doing. You need to make content which is better than what 10K subscribers a person. If you are at 1,000 subscribers, the next attainable goal is for 10K. You need to make better videos than what your competitor is doing. And you need to have better production, better editing quality, adding more pattern interrupts, and making content better and simple for the audience than what your competitor is doing. And using a similar kind of title what your competitor is using, and using a great thumbnail, will help you rank with your competitor or get you a probability of getting into the suggestion section of your competitor. So that's one of the key aspects that you need to follow. And again, these are all organic strategies that I've spoke about. There are Google ads, you can run YouTube ads, discovery ads to help you rank in the video section. But that only comes into the picture once you have ample amount of content on your channel and you have a branding right and you are doing everything right, what I've talked about for the last half an hour. Everything needs to be right, because ads just help you to drive traffic. They don't help you to subscribe your channel. They don't help you to build an audience. They don't help you to make returning subscribers to your channel. They just help you to drive traffic. So YouTube ads is a great way to boost up your traffic to your channel. But before that, you need to have a channel optimized on your, like you will need to have an optimized channel to people, because you will get a view on a particular video which you are promoting, but that won't count as a watch time. You need to understand. But if you make a video which you are promoting very great, people are bound to watch the second video on your channel, and if they like that second video, that view gonna count in your watch time. So ads is also a very good way to get to 1,000 subscribers if you are having a great time getting into it, or getting 4,000 hour watch time. But remember, ads is the not way to get the watch time. Ads will get you the traffic to a particular video. You might get lakhs and lakhs of views or millions of views on that particular video, but that won't be counted as a watch time. But if you make a great video, and if your channel is very good with all the branding messages and all the titles and thumbnails and whatever I've talked about after half an hour in this video, and if your channel is in the right position, if your channel is well optimized, the person is bound to watch your second video. And if you watch the second videos, that view will be counted as a watch time. If you watch his third video, if you watch his fourth video. And now, one more strategy that comes in your mind is adding a playlist. Playlists are very essential, and people neglect that. If you can group up of a content in a bucket, it will help you to optimize your video in a better way. Because a lot of people talk about attention span. They talk about people don't after this Instagram Reels, TikTok came into the picture, the attention span has been less. But then I say people still watch web series for almost like 12 seasons, 13 seasons, and each episode being 50 minutes each. I don't think that attention span is gone. So you need to understand, you need to let people binge watch your content on YouTube. And to binge watch your content on YouTube, playlist plays the major role. So I think these 3-4 aspects being very similar to what your competitors are doing, as I mentioned about the top 10 creators, 5 being mid and 5 being top notch, adding playlist, and then ads is very as a later part of the story, because until unless your channel is good, until your channel are doing the great with all the best practices that I've already mentioned, you are not getting to get benefit of what ads you're running. You will get views, but that won't count in watch time, and that views are useless, as it's useless if your video gets viral. Because a lot of people are waiting to get one video viral, and then they will be like, now this video gets viral, I'll get a lot of followers, subscribers on my channel, and I'll grow. No, that doesn't happen. Viral audience that comes from a viral video are not your ideal audience. They just came because it just got viral, it got people coming, you got a lot of impression, you got a lot of click-through ratio rates, and you got a lot of people, but they are not your ideal audience. You need to understand that. Viral audience that come from a viral video are not your ideal audience. People who are watching your videos over time, every day, whenever you are posting on a regular, are your ideal audience. So you don't need to depend on getting your video viral and waiting for that, once my video will get viral, that's when I grow. No, you need to make good content consistently over time, and it happens over time. You need to understand that YouTube is a long-term game. It's not just tomorrow, it's not just next week, it's not just next month. It's long term. You need to at least plan that for next 6 months, I'm not going to focus on anything. But you need to understand that you need to take data-driven decisions and make videos for humans. You don't need to make videos, you don't need to get indulged into data so much that you make videos for robots. You need to try to impress the algorithms. You need to understand that you need to impress people. People will trigger the algorithm for you. But all the decisions that you take as a content creator to make content needs to be data driven, because that's when you know what your audience wants. So in our maths, we read about the Venn diagram, the two subsets. Like the circle needs to be, your channel needs to be what your channel stands for and what your audience care for. And in between of that Venn diagram, is what your content needs to be, what your channel stands for and what your audience wants to, or what audience care for. So that's pretty much what I think would be a growth hack, or would be a strategy that you need to implement in order to, boost up your growth in terms of YouTube.
That's absolutely amazing. Like, really, thank you so much for this. I wasn't expecting so much value. I really like this type of content, this type of interviews, where obviously it's like, it's a webinar basically. It's a real webinar how to grow on YouTube. So I'm sure, guys, you got lots of value from this. So show some love, comment below, and obviously now we want to know where people can find out more about you, what you do, where they can connect with you. So yeah, if you want to share any links, and I'm going to put all the links in the description, of course.
So I am majorly active on Facebook these days, and I'm planning to restart my channel. Though I've done a lot of other niches in my YouTube journey from 2017. I've been doing a lot of things. But now that I think a lot of people have texted me because I've been posting a lot of stuff on my Facebook, and they told that you should definitely do video content as well. And I've been procrastinating. To be very honest, I've been very procrastinating in terms of making video content. So I'll be soon making up my YouTube channel, and then I'll be putting up content there. But if anyone wants to connect me or talk to me, or means like if you really want to interact with me, you can come and request a friend on my Facebook or follow me there, and then watch my content there. Basically, that's where I'm most active right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to put the Facebook link to Aniket profile in the description below. So guys, feel free to connect, obviously. And again, almost 1 hour of content of value. So super grateful for you, for your time. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to some more interviews in the future, some collaborations. And absolutely, guys, stay connected on this channel, subscribe, comment, and make sure you watch the next videos. Thank you so much, Aniket, again. I wish you a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Sunny. And I'm honored to be here and being featured on your show. And I'm really happy today, being connected with you and being featured on your show. So thank you so much for having me on the show.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you, guys. See you on the next video. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Bye.